Well, we came back and we fixed the technical problem that we were coming down with. We still have Mr. Ahmed Maharem, the political analyst. Can you hear me now, Mr. Ahmed?
Yes, please. Yes.
Sir, I'm sure you've seen all the latest developments in regards to the Strait of Hormuz. How do you assess the latest developments right now?
I think it's quite critical because it's not only from day to day, it's from hour to hour. There is a change in the position and we cannot exactly understand or expect what will happen next. Everybody around the world was happy that the escalation of the material was over and there is escalation for the matter. And then all sides, both sides, Iranian, Israeli, American, even in Lebanon and around the world, they was happy that there is a ceasefire in all the areas, and that will make a chance for kind of negotiation. Even the first round of the negotiation in Pakistan was not fruitful, but there is a hope that according to what President Trump announced and also the Iranian announced, that there is a hope that the second round of the negotiation will have a better kind of good news for the whole world. What happened today, last few hours, Iranian, maybe from their side, they announced to close the gate again, the Strait of Hormuz, because of different reasons, nobody knows. But according to them, they are expecting that American, they have to leave and to leave exactly the control of the situation from their navy, according to what a good wishes from Iranian said. We will open the gate, but still the warships of America still in the ground. Let us hope in the next an hour or so, maybe President Trump will have a kind of announcement. I hope there is still things between both of them is not clear to everybody around the world.
Yes, Mr. Ahmed, we're actually moving forward now to the second week of the ceasefire. And the situation right now, as much as confusing as it is, but it is not as chaotic as it was with all the attacks happening between both parties. We are currently in a state where we can say that there is a halt of fire, and we hope that it continues. However, can the confusion over the Strait of Hormuz lead to the resumption of the attacks and the war between the United States, Israel, and Iran?
Well, I think ceasefire, when it was announced, nobody exactly knows what are the deep details between all sides. But let us say, if as somebody are expecting, America is trying to gain time in order to make more pressure to Iranian and to find out to what extent they will be resisting that kind of pressure. Somehow, I think the last few days in Britain, the European Union, they gathered 40 countries to talk about how European countries can do a role in that matter. It is really quite unclear and also confused to the people to understand.
Can actually the European countries have any significant role, especially that the NATO allies of the United States, they refused to be part of this war, this entire war?
That is the critical question, which is when they answer President Trump that we were not called at the beginning of the war to be a part of it, so we cannot join in a later due for some kind of a war. Nobody exactly knows what is the objective of it. Now, still, President Trump from his side is neglecting exactly that those people of the European, they are cowards. They're not strong enough to assist America. And when they would like to assist it now, President Trump is making different jokes about them, that you came in the wrong time. We already can be able to open the gate again. It is really coming to be quite frustrated, and hope that things can be coming on at the end of the tunnel, have a great news for everybody in the world.
Right. And when you mentioned the objectives of President Donald Trump, at the very beginning, the objectives were quite unclear. They would be changing from one thing to another, and eventually right now at this point in the war, the objectives may be a little clear. However, they remain unclear to many, especially even the European Union countries. Could the objectives of the United States be completed, especially with President Donald Trump stating before that most of the objectives of the United States are now complete? What exactly are these objectives?
To be honest, my opinion, the objective is not clear from the statement of America or President Trump. He knows exactly what is the objective is not known. But within the deep negotiation, everybody, the diplomats and the military people, they know. The objective is to cut the link from China to the Middle East. China used to consume on daily basis 800 barrels of petrol from what happened in January 1st, Venezuela, 800 barrels of oil from Venezuela to China. So the objective of President Trump at that time to control this kind of economy from Venezuela to be in America, but again to stop that amount of petrol to be delivered on daily basis to China. Then, when it comes to the Middle East, Iranian for the last few years, they used to support on daily basis 2 million barrels, and maybe so the conclusion of them $3 billion, 3 million barrel of petrol going from the Middle East and from Venezuela to China. That is the main objective, to cut all this economy support to China. But nobody is talking about it. I think in the future, the roadmap of China to be around the Middle East, President Trump trying by all means not to announce it clearly, but to cut this kind of infidelity of balance to the Chinese in the future.
Mr. Ahmed Maharem, according to you, now that this war has been a camouflage to an actual economic war, a trade war with China by cutting off China from the Middle East crude supplies. Am I correct?
Yes, it is an economic and political as well, but while from the other side, if Russia and China are looking for, they hope, actually both of them, if President Trump and America will be involved for a long period in that battle in the Middle East, that means that the chance will be good for both of them. China to look after, their objective in the future, Taiwan, and then Russia as well. Nobody will ask what Russia is going to do next for the previous 4 or 5 years war with Ukraine.
Well, with the Chinese history, China makes its moves very strategically and very carefully. When would China actually make a move when it feels that it is actually threatened by this war and when its very own interests are under attack because of the U.S. agenda in the economic aspect, as you mentioned?
I think China is very diplomat. They don't want to show exactly a bad side around the world. They're always talking about the peace and about welfare for the all people around the world. But I think if it comes to economically, politically, and also military in the future, they are very slow motion to give the platform to America if they would like to feel, wow, they have done so and so and so. But Chinese, I think they have very, very interesting kind of impact to consider the world is a future world, not a bad bet.
Yes. Now, in regards to the enriched uranium, I'm sure, sir, you have monitored the situation where Iran agreed to hand over its enriched uranium. How is it that Iran is still in a situation where it's imposing lots of its power, especially on the Strait of Hormuz, but at the same time it is handing over its enriched uranium? And at the very beginning, they were very reluctant to give up their nuclear programs, peace programs.
I think so. We are under very kind of difficult pressure to understand exactly, are those statements truly or just a matter of playing ping-pong game? If it is truly, that means could be there is a compromise between both sides, American and the Iranian, in order to achieve a different objective. That could be happen. Or it's a matter of flattering just to keep the world interesting to understand different kind of fake news. Actually, nobody knows, to be honest.
Yes, Mr. Ahmed Maharem, thank you very much for being with us on Nile TV International. And thank you for giving us your insights on the latest updates and developments regarding the Strait of Hormuz. I'm Lubna Yahya. Stay tuned for more updates.